Thanks, Emma. Okay, hi all. So hopefully you're all here because you've got an idea that's going to make you some money. So the beauty of this is that effectively you've got 3 minutes to pitch a business idea. And all I'll do today is show you the format that we're looking for. None of this is particularly hard. And in fact, one of the things is we're not looking for ideas that are going to radically change the world, perhaps. But a good idea done well could be like a winning idea. And one thing that leads on is that last year we had a competition. So we have this almost like as a starter. And then we had a bigger competition towards the end of the year where if you'd had that idea and developed it further, you could make more money, win more things. So let me go through these slides. If I speak too quickly or anything like that, tell me. If you want me to slow down, if you've got any questions, just tell me as well. The whole point here is that we get to the end and you guys sort of know what you do. So as we could say, the idea is that it's this concept almost of something called the elevator pitch, which is this approach where you've got an idea and you need to express it in the best way possible. And so we thought, well, we'll do a 3-minute pitching competition. It's just long enough to get your idea across, but gives you a way to develop a business that potentially could lead on to other things. So, right, 3 minutes. 3 minutes can either feel like a lifetime or it can feel like nothing at all, depending on whether you've got 3 minutes left of your run to do or, you know, you're having so much fun that 3 minutes flies past. But when it comes to something like this, every second really counts in your pitching competition. And what we'll do is we can put these, Emma will share the slides to everyone that wants it. So don't worry too much about having to write everything down or anything like that. And again, our job here, so myself and Emma and all the team, our job is to make you shine. So if you've got an idea and you're not quite sure, you can come and talk to us and we will help you polish it. You know, what we're looking for is the best ideas. It's not just that, oh, we don't like you, we won't help you, or like I know Lionel, so I help Lionel more than the rest of you. We're here to help you all. And, you know, the thing that would make us happiest if we had like brilliant ideas across the board. So you've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes in this context, hopefully won't feel like long enough. That is the best case scenario because it means you've got so much to say. I'm hoping that you've all got an idea. And again, if you're not sure you've got an idea and you want to talk to us about it, that's absolutely fine as well. It's not, you know, left up to you to come up with it. But briefly, this is how I would split it down, or how we suggest you split it down. First thing is introduction. So 15 seconds, which is just like nothing. So this is introduce yourself, where you're from, what your background is, and why are you there? You know, so if you're a filmmaker and you've got this experience or anything, this is your moment to sort of catch the judge's eye. And the beauty here is if you ever watch things like Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, this is where they hook people in really quickly. You know, you might say, well, I work in the arts industry and I've got a film idea that's going to change the world by doing this. So you're creating this 15 seconds is your opening pitch to the team. You're then going to spend 30 seconds talking about your business overview. And again, I'll go into these in more detail, so you don't have to worry too much about that. So really summing your business up in 30 seconds. We're then going to get you to talk about your product or service, or your product and service, whatever it might be. Again, only 45 seconds on that. So to get all of your key information across in a way that we can understand, you need to be very focused. We want to know who your target customer is. A business is nothing if you can't sell something. You need a way to make money. So we need to know from you, how are you going to make money? And this is one of the things that's really important is we're not just looking for ideas, we are looking for businesses. We are looking for things that potentially can make money. The benefits, so what are the benefits of your business or your product or your service? And then a 15-second summary, almost bookending it like we have with your introduction. And add it all together, that takes 180 seconds, which is basically 3 minutes. So, you know, we've already spent 3 minutes longer on this course and we've not really touched anything yet. So it shows you that times management is really important. So what I'll do is I'll go through in a little bit more detail, just some key elements of each area. And as I say, you'll get the slides, so don't worry too much about having to write this down. So the first thing is this idea of introduction. So you're going to just say your name, your background. If your business relies on you having a skill set or you've achieved something in the past, this is a really good point to bring it up. If you're going to make a film about something and you've won awards, say that, show off. Now's not the time to be modest. You want to be the best thing there. You want us to be almost looking to you to think about that's a great thing. So what's your name? What's your background? And what's your business called? And again, you don't need to spend days and days and days with your friends coming up with a brilliant business idea, but something that captures it is really useful. You've got 15 seconds, your name, your background, your business. So that's almost the first 15 seconds done. The next thing to look at is your overview. So what is your business idea? So really, you've got to try and sum up your business idea in a couple of sentences or in a way that we understand it. If you have to explain lots of things, you're going to run out of time. So what we always look for is what we call distilling your idea. What is the essence of what you want to do? A big challenge that people make here is they tend to describe everything that their business does. So you could describe Netflix and talk about, well, it makes films and it does this and it does series and all of this. And you'd sort of never quite get to the essence of what Netflix is. But if we were to sum up Netflix, you might talk about it's an on-demand video service. So you can see, but rather than describing what the output is, you can describe and talk about the business overview. So that's the bit. And that might be somewhere that you want help from us for. Because it might be in your head that you know it in detail, but you might just need almost like a trusted person to talk to and say, right, well, actually, really, you're just talking about it this way. Again, the next element part of this is who are you targeting? Are you selling to other businesses? Are you selling to customers or consumers? Are you selling to what age, what sex, what country? Are you going to be in an international global business, or are you literally going to target females aged 18 to 24 in Paisley? And the reason we ask you about that is it's what's known as size of the prize. It allows us to understand how much or how big that business is worth. Is it something that you're just going to set up a shop at the end of the street, or are you going to be an international brand, which of course then becomes more attractive to us? So what is your business idea? What market are you targeting? 30 seconds to wow us and get to that place where you've got all of that detail that's tucked into it. The next element, so 45 seconds on this, and that should tell you can go into a little bit more detail here. What are the products or services that you're going to sell? So what we don't want to know is absolutely everything. At most, you probably want to be talking about 1 or 2 or maybe 3 at a push, different types of products that you might do. If you start going into flavors or different approaches, all of this, then you will run out of time. Most businesses make most of their money off 1 or 2 things. And so that's what we want to know. What's the thing that you're going to launch that's going to make money? So what is your business going to do? Well, we're going to launch a video on demand service, and our products are going to be unique video series made in-house by Netflix, because therefore no one else can have access to them, and we drive sort of our own ownership of it all. So again, distilling what your idea is into 45 seconds is a real skill and a real art. And again, you might have, you probably have lots of ideas. And so it's understanding how do we simplify that and fit it into that time period. So we're sort of over halfway already. We've not really done a lot, or it feels like we've not done a lot. One of the things that we need to go, again, a little bit more detail, we've touched on it earlier, is who is your target customer? Who is going to give you money for your product or service? And it's really important you know that. You can do things like you can talk about them. So in some organizations, what they do is they give them a name. So you might say, well, my customer is Daisy, and she's a 33-year-old mum of 3 that lives in Scotland and does that. And you bring that person to life, which is really a good thing. If you're selling to businesses, you might talk about the marketplace you're going into. If you're not sure, that's cool as well. We can think about potentially dividing it up and thinking, well, we're going to target females of this age. So don't worry too much if you're not that specific at the moment. Again, that's something that as a team we can help you with. And this is the bit where we've got expertise that we can ask you questions and help develop that. The other question is, where are you going to find them? Okay. Now, it sounds a bit of an odd question, but what it means is, are you going to set up a shop? Are you going to be online? Are you launching an app? Are you doing networking parties? All of these sorts of things. So how are you going to access your customer? And the reason we ask this is because obviously if you're setting up a shop, that has a cost to it. So that potentially has a limit. If you're going to set up online, you could become a global brand pretty quickly. You know, you might decide that you're going to be a YouTuber, and therefore you want to set up a YouTube business that uses the students to support you or whatever. And therefore you can look at, we can almost analyze your cost structure just by understanding how you're going to enter the marketplace. The whole point of this competition is you don't have to be a business expert. So if any of this doesn't make sense, ask us. That's our job. All we need you to do is have a brilliant idea and some idea of how you want to make money out of it. And that's the sort of key part. So then we almost come back full circle to what are the key benefits of your product or service? Why should anyone pick you? What's the thing that you do better than anyone else? Now, a good hint or tip is often it's because you do it better. So you're better quality. It's because you're more convenient, so people can access it more easily. You're lower cost might be another alternative. Or you're offering a product that no one else does. So you might be offering, a flavor or type of food that no one else does in this marketplace. And some of the ideas we had last year in the other competition was there was a student that wanted to launch an African clothing brand in Scotland. And it was because of sort of people that had come over from Africa, and she looked at all of that. And she said, because it was using African heritage and different themes and all of that, that was her difference. That was the benefits. But it also allowed people to get traditional clothing and areas like that. So the benefits are tied to who you are targeting and how you are targeting it. And it all builds together. Then you're going to tell us, how does your business make money? Are you selling something? Are you renting them something? Are they paying a subscription? Again, just tell us how you're going to make money. We don't need the figures. We just need you to think about how you're going to tell us, make us money. Because again, it's a business rather than an idea. All of that, 30 seconds again. So time just flies past. And that's it. The next thing to do is summarize everything. What is your idea and why should you pick you? It's effectively, I'm a Holly and this is my idea. You can pick me because I'm different, I'm brilliant, and I'm going to make you a millionaire. Simple as that. So 3 minutes, you can win money. It can change your life. It's really good. So that's the format of what we're looking for. And again, we can go back to this in a little bit more detail if you have questions. One thing we would like you to do is just at the end, ask if you've got any questions, and we'll probably ask you at least 2 questions, okay? Now, one of the things I'll tell you here is when we ask questions, we're not here to trip you up. So people always remember questions from school where they're trying to catch you out. We're not catching you out. The reason we normally ask questions is because you've touched on something or you've got a brilliant part of your idea, but you haven't spoken about it enough. So we might go, oh, that's a great idea. Can you tell us more about this? So what we're trying to do is give you more time to focus on the excellence of your idea. Don't think we're there to catch you out. We're just definitely not, because it does us no good. We want you to, so you might have just said, oh, something in a small way, or you've talked about it in 3 minutes, but we expect more time spent on it. We will ask you a question about it. So know your pitch and be prepared to answer at least 2 questions. And the other thing to know is if you don't know the answer, just say don't know. There's nothing worse than watching someone trying to make up an answer. And it's a really difficult one because we're sort of old battle horses that have seen it and all of that. And actually someone going, I don't know, means that we can move on and ask a different question. And that's absolutely fine. And again, you're not supposed to be experts in this. This is the start of your journey. So simple rules. So one is so we've got some key rules because there's cash prizes involved and we've got to be fair and all of this. So it's a 3 minutes maximum. So you'll be stopped 3 minutes. Literally, you'll be stopped at 3 minutes. So don't be very clear about that. One static slide. So we don't want an all singing, all dancing PowerPoint. We just want one slide. And what we would suggest for this is maybe just put some pictures on it that then you can talk about. And that means we listen to you. If you try to put a lot of writing on there, we won't keep up, or the slide will look very crowded. If you had just some key images that almost allowed you to think about it, that's fine. If you want to take notes with you, that's absolutely fine as well. Again, it's not a memory test. This is not here to catch you out. So if you want to take little note cards and it's got little prompts for you so you don't forget everything, absolutely cool. What we don't want is you just reading out like what you've written on a bit of paper, because we can read your handwriting as well as you can, so it's fine. And then the other key rule is this idea that you have to have one current student in it. So you can work in teams if you want. So if you think you've got a good idea, but you need some extra help, you can work in a team or you can work by yourself. It's up to you. So you can work with people, you can even work with staff, you can work with alumni, but you have to have one current student. And the terms and conditions are available to have a read of. So some tricks or tips to give you, soon as you've turned up today and listening to me whittering on after lunch. The first thing is it's a business pitch. Yeah, you're selling us something. So when you operate it and when you talk about it, sell us something. Don't just, oh, we've got a really good idea and da 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 da. It's much more around this idea of, why do we want you? Why do we want to buy your thing? Use your time wisely. So I tried to give you this idea of how long everything should take. So try and use that. And the other thing is be memorable. Okay. So if it comes down to it, it's up, you're going to be there in person. It might be that you've got a lovely sparkly waistcoat that no one has ever seen, or you wear to fancy dress. Wear it, because we'll remember you. Make sure you use some phrases in there that makes us think about you. The more you can stand out and the more that we can think about it is a really good thing. And again, if you've ever seen Shark Tank or Dragon's Den, people often bring little bring dogs in or food or whatever to try and sort of be memorable. So that's part of it for it. So those three things I think are important. And the other thing is to think about what makes you special. Why is your idea different and special? And why is it different to each other? What is your fingerprint for your business idea? So I've now just spent 21 minutes talking about something that should only take 3 minutes. So it shows you sort of the stuff that we've got to cram in. So hopefully that sort of allows you to understand what we're looking for. But are there any questions that people have?
I have a question. Sorry if my internet connection's bad. I see the deadline to submit is October 28th, but when is the actual pitch event?
Emma?
Yeah, so the pitch event is Wednesday, the 16th of November, and it will start from 1 o'clock. So what I will do is, once I get all the applications in, I'll allocate you a time. However, we might just invite all of you as well to be part of an audience, and you can all sit there, but we'll give you each a time that you will be going up to pitch, just so you know. So it's Wednesday, the 16th of November.
And I guess the follow-up is, do we know the panel of people we're pitching to? Is it a combination of UWS business faculty and Converge, or?
So for this competition, as it's just a brand new competition, we're just keeping it in within UWS. So it will be our enterprise team who will be helping to do the judging. But we're also powered by Converge, so they're basically providing some funding for this competition. So again, they will be providing some support sessions after our competition for those who have entered, if you wish to go forward and get some support with your business. Does that help, Holly? Yeah.
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions?
Yeah, hi. Just one about the submission before the 28th. Will, you said that we need to submit, we need to basically just work on one static slide for the 3-minute presentation. Is that the slide that we need to send in on the 28th as well?
No, so on the 28th, it's an online application form that you submit, and it will just ask you a few things about yourself and then your business idea. You have to submit your single static PowerPoint slide by Wednesday the 9th of November. So it's on the web page. If you scroll down, it will tell you the dates.
Correct. Yes.
So Wednesday the 9th, just so it's the week before and we can get everything organised to have your slide on the screen when you're pitching.
Right. So what I understand is 28th is the application form, 9th is the static slide.
Yeah. So your slide can come after your application, and that gives you time to kind of work on your pitch and what you want to include in your slide. You don't need to submit anything else to do with your pitch. You just turn up on the day and we'll hear everything then. Yeah, just the slide.
All right, Emma. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
And I guess question, Emma, is can they enter more than one idea?
So originally it was just one business idea that we were going to let people do. However, if you would like to come up and pitch a couple of times, then I don't see the harm in that. So yeah, if you would like to, then that's absolutely fine.
So there you go. Law of probability means that if you've got two ideas, you might be better in. And I think the prize pot was just over £1,000, wasn't it?
£1,500, yeah. So there'll be a couple of winners probably that will win some of the money. So that's the prize pot for this competition, yeah.
All right, Craig says, is it live online? So for this one, it will be live. So pitching live in front of a panel of judges. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I think some people love it, some people hate it. So it's a difficult one. But so what we might do, depending on how it goes, next year it might be some online stuff. But for this year, it'll be, standing in front of us. But again, and I know it doesn't particularly help, we're not there to catch you out. We're there to, everyone's in a good place and we're not there to tell you off anything we want you to. That's a good question. So examples of any good or bad pitches. Well, the problem we sort of have is this is the first time we've run it. So, but what I could do is I could put together a slide that perhaps shows you some images and how it would be and maybe some elements of it. It's very difficult because one of the things we don't want to do is almost give you a structure because then everyone will copy it. But I could put together something that you might look all right for you, if that would help. So I think, I'm always aware that we ask people these things, and if you haven't got experience, then it can be a bit more of a challenge. So I will do that for you. I'll put some stuff together. Is there anything else? Have you all got an idea, I guess, is the big question. So one,
yes.
2, yeah, okay. Okay, so hopefully we'll have at least 2 or 3 entries then. So that'll be good. So yeah, as I say, I think one of the things you can do is if you need some help with development of your idea or anything like that, just let us know. And it might just be we sit down with a coffee with you. So the pitching will be face to face. Okay, so that when I say face to face, it'll be in front of a group. So public speaking is horrifying. Yeah, I know. If you've got a brilliant idea, but the pitch itself is perhaps too much, please talk to us and we will see what we can do. If that's the thing that's going to stop you entering, we don't want that. It's about being accessible for everyone. So if that is I've got brilliant ideas and I want to do this, but for whatever reason, I just can't do that, then come and talk to us. We can't promise anything, but we will try our best. Is that fair, Emma?
Yeah, I wrote a little thing on the website as well about that. Just if you contact our team, if there's any reason why you can't come in person or you don't feel comfortable, then just let us know. And as Will said, we'll try and sort something. I know for our students over in London as well, if they're applying, that they'll get to do it online. So it'll be like through Zoom. And basically it'll be on a screen and we'll be in the room, but they'll be online. So again, it's the same for anybody who might not be able to make it or has a reason why they wouldn't want to pitch, because as Will said, we wouldn't like to exclude anyone, but it's good experience getting up in front of people, and I'm quite a nervous person as well, so it's good to actually push yourself to try and do something like that, but I get that it is quite daunting and quite scary, but yeah, again, just talk to your team.
Yes, sorry, Holly, have you got a...
Yeah, I just have a thought on that. I guess my concern is about fairness if some people get to pre-record and then the rest of us have to pitch live, because I don't know of anyone who's truly comfortable. I think the Zoom in thing makes sense because it's still live, and I think that's excellent. But I guess I just, as somebody who I know I'll be nervous, but I'm going to pitch live because it's important in business. You're going to have to be able to pitch in front of people. So I see this as a really invaluable opportunity to learn how to do that, even though I find it scary. So I guess for me as someone entering the competition, I would just be concerned about fairness if some people put themselves through that and others just pre-record, because it is two very different experiences. I'm disabled too. I saw that. I have Asperger's. I'm autistic. So public stuff is challenging, but I just think it's the reality of, if I want to succeed, I also have to be able to talk to people and find a way that works for me. So I just wanted to put that out there.
And I think that's always the balancing act, isn't it? With everything, it's accessibility versus fairness. And I think the thing is, so Craig, if it really is too much for us, come and speak to us and we'll talk about that. But I think your point, Holly, is absolutely valid as well. So, and it might be that ends up, you know, I don't know what the answer is, because actually, you know, if there's only one person that wants to do it, that does it. But I think so for Craig, if it is too much for you, then it's a case of email the team, email Emma, talk to her directly about what, you know, and then whether we can make any amendments and things like that. We're not going to be able to answer it here, so have that one-to-one conversation. But absolutely take on board what Holly's saying as well about, you know, yeah, it's there's always more room to mess it up as well, isn't it? Even if you're the best speaker in the world and it's live, you can always sort of stumble over your words and things. So we'll try that.
Yeah, I agree with Holly. I don't think we'll go down the route of pre-recorded pitches, just because at our last competition we done that, but it was everyone who done a pre-recorded pitch. I think if you're wanting to do it online, it would be a live pitch still online. So at least you're not feeling quite nervous being in person. But yeah, I think for fairness, it would be better to do it live online. But again, Craig, we can chat about that if you want to email us. We'll see what we can do.
And I think that applies to everyone, you know, so if you've got concerns, if there's things you're not sure about, even like if you're not sure of, you know, techniques or anything like that, let us know. But the plan initially, no problems. The plan initially is you know, in front of people doing it.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll put together what I think a slide would be. And what I might do is just do a little, I might do a 3-minute pitch, like template of something ridiculous, like some ridiculous idea, so you can see it. Don't copy it, because I wouldn't win any prizes, but it would perhaps show you like what a 3-minute pitch might look like to make it easier for you guys, if that's all right. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be good. And I can add it to our webpage as well.
Yeah, I'll make a fool of myself. So anything else? No? I mean, again, you can email us, you can get in contact with us. We're here. This is not one and done. So any questions, just let us know. If you're stuck for time, location, Emma, is it going to be Paisley or?
Yeah, so it's UWS Paisley campus. I don't know if you stay close or you further out. So that is where it's going to be. But again, if you can't get there, if you stay too far away, and an online one would be better, then just let us know. But yeah, I don't think they'll be pre-recorded. I think there'll be a live online one.
And I think one of the other things to think about is, so say, for example, you've got a pitch and you want to practice it to someone that might give you feedback.
Yeah.
Some of us could do that are not part of the judging panel. So, you know, if you wanted to do that, almost just to practice it in front of, you know, if your cat or your dog or your kids or your parents are fed up of you speaking about it, then again, you can come in and just book some time with us, or we can do it online or whatever you want to do. So this is, the idea is that we're here to support you. We want you to shine. We'll do all of this. If you've got any specific needs, let us know and we'll try and work that one out. If you want to do more than one idea, potentially you could add 2 ideas. So that would be fine as well. We could do that. I will do a 3-minute pitch, which Emma will then send out to all of you so you can see what an idiot I am. And anything else you can let us know. And if you're all happy with that, I will let you enjoy the rest of your Wednesday afternoon.
Cash prizes.
Yeah, and remember me and Emma when you win your cash prize. Yeah, we'll have at least a cup of coffee each of you. Yeah, so brilliant.
Thanks, everyone.
No worries. See you all later.
Thanks a lot.
Bye.
Thanks a lot, Emma. Thanks a lot, Will. Take care.
No worries. Bye-bye.
Bye.